Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, and we are having another great morning, and I'm so thankful that you've gotten on here to hang out with me a little bit this morning. I'm so blessed. I am so blessed and so thankful that you are choosing just to take a couple minutes every day, try to get better together, try to figure out what it looks like to be set for life. That's what this is, set for life. We are seeking after God and doing it in such a way that we are trying to find the life that He says that He has for us. Because Jesus said that I came that you might have life more abundant to the full. And I want that. I know you want that. So thank you so much for joining me. And I do, share this, tag people in here. If there's something that hits you, that God's speaking to you, share it so that we can have more of us getting on here and seeking after God in that way. So this morning, I want to share with you something that I think is just really cool. Yesterday a couple days ago, we talked about finding margin in your day, and transformation and change. And today if we want to get better, we don't get better by chance. We get better by change, right? We have to make changes, and it's so difficult to make changes. We get stuck. We get stuck in ruts. We get started thinking that we know better, and we're not willing to change. And the thing of it is, the only way we will change is if we start listening to the right voices. And if we're unwilling to listen to any other voices other than our own, chances are we're not going to change. We're not going to get any better, because we're just listening to what we already know over and over and over and over again. So, great example of that. I had a chance to sit down with a brand new client this week, and real quick, she just, as I'm laying out all the different things that I teach, and she's like, oh my goodness, and at the end she's like, wow, man, I didn't realize there was so much to this. Right? Like, her eyes were open, and I could see the change as she's seeing all the things that I'm showing her. I could see it in her eyes that, oh my goodness, okay, yeah, things are going to be different. Yeah? And right then and there, and this is why I do it, I'm so passionate about seeing people's lives change for the better. I could tell that her family tree, her financial future, it clicked, And man, I want you to be able to get to that spot where it clicks. I want to get to that next spot where it just clicks. But that all came from her being willing to say, yeah, I need to hear a different voice in what I'm doing so that I can get better, so that I can change. So I encourage you guys, find a coach, find a good coach in whatever area, whether you feel like you're struggling or not. You need a life coach, you need a fitness coach, you need somebody who's going to guide you in all the major areas of your life. Financial coach is a huge thing. Too many people are walking around thinking they can do it on their own, and they don't understand everything of what they could be doing to move the needle forward. And that's what we want. We want a better life. We want to change, but we're not willing to make those changes because we're not willing to listen to the right voices. And let's take it a step further. Like, the idea of creating margin in your day and seeking after Christ, seeking after God's will, is to be able to hear His voice louder than our own, right? We want to be able to hear His voice louder than our own. And I'm going to, real quick, another opportunity, awesome thing that happened last night while I was driving. I was out delivering just because I like making extra money every now and then. So I was doing the DoorDash thing, and man, I had an order where I was in a situation where I got to the store and their system was down. And so in those instances, most of the time what I have to do is I have to call customer service and I have to explain to them their system is down, you're going to have to cancel the order, you're going to have to refund the customer, blah, 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 blah. And the lady said, well, I could just enter the order. And I'm like, okay, here's a test. Because in that instance, I'm like, oh no, I want to keep going. I want to do my thing. I don't want to wait another 20 minutes or whatever it is for them to do the order. But I felt the nudge. Like, I felt the nudge that God was like, no, you're good. I got the results. You don't have to worry about anything in this situation. I'm like, okay. So I gave him the order. I said, I'll wait the extra 15 whatever minutes. And they made the order. I was able to go get something else and come back. And then I went and I delivered the order. And the delivery was, 20 minutes away. It was in Ephrata. And I was like, all right, God, well, you know what you're doing. And I just started praying, right? And I started trying to hear his voice in that situation. And sure enough, he's like, I want you to pray with this guy. I'm like, oh, okay. That's why, right? Like, that's it. And sometimes we miss that. If we're not listening to his voice, we miss those things. So I was able to pull up, I gave him the order, and sure enough, he was so thankful that I spent the extra time to get him his order. He gave me an extra tip, and I was like, oh man, you didn't have to do that. That's a blessing for me. Can I pray with you? And he's like, oh, absolutely. I prayed with him. I asked God to reveal to him how he is viewed in his eyes. Just tried to really encourage him. And I left that situation going, I could have missed that. Like, I could have missed God's voice if I was listening to my own voice, and could have completely missed the opportunity to be able to pray with this person, to be able to show God and reveal him to this person that I didn't even know, right? So this morning, I just want to encourage you, if we want to change, we all do, we all want to get better. But we have to make that choice to start listening to the voices outside of us that are going to spur us on to make those changes. So get with a coach, get with a mentor, get with a pastor, get with a really good friend, with the best Christian you know. Find them and say, hey, we need to start meeting together on a regular basis and start bouncing ideas and that kind of stuff. And most importantly, man, we need to start listening to his voice, listening to God's voice, listening to his nudges, because he wants to use you and he wants to transform you into someone who is going to honor him and bring him glory. It's what it's all about. So guys, hope you have a great day. Hope that encourages you. Seek him. Have a great day, and let's live. Blessings.